Hey guys, I bet you didn't expect to see me, did you? I feel like I have a little bit of explanation to tell you guys as to why I've been gone so long. I want to just preface that by saying I realize I do not owe you guys an explanation. Every time I explain myself about something, I feel like everyone's like, no need to explain yourself, don't worry about it. Like, I just feel like I need to explain myself because I've just had a lot of things going on in my life that, for one, I feel like y'all are my friends and I want to share with you, and for two, I just feel like maybe you'll understand a bit why I haven't been vlogging the last month and a half. So where to even begin? If you follow my beauty channel and one of my last getting ready videos, I mentioned that our house flooded, and also on my vlog channel, the video prior to this, or 2 videos before this, I talked about the flooding. I showed you guys around the house and everything that happened there. Well, about a month and a half ago, my aunt, okay, first I just want to say this. I am, just like I said in that video about the flood, I try really, really hard to think positive and not say woe is me type thing. I try really hard. Now, it is difficult when you're family and you're going through a crisis. It is difficult to stay positive, but I try really hard because I always, even when other people are hurting or something's wrong, I always try and tell them it could be worse. There's always someone in the world that's worse off than you. Maybe that's not like the best way to think of things, but I try so hard. Our family got hit really hard the last couple of months with just various things. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw a picture that I tweeted of my entire family. There's not very many of us. It's just my grandma, my mom, my aunt, me and my brother, and our individual families, like our significant others and our children. So we're not a very big family. So when we get hit hard, it's kind of devastating because there's not too many of us. So just to fill you guys in a bit, my aunt about a month and a half ago had thyroid surgery. She had a thyroidectomy, a full thyroidectomy, and thank God she didn't have any thyroid cancer, but that's why she had the thyroidectomy, because they thought it was cancerous. Thank goodness she didn't. She recovered fine. She is back almost 100% now. She's doing well. So that was the first thing that started the roll. And you know that saying, when it rains it pours type thing? That's kind of how we were feeling at the time. So after that, my grandma was having some blood in her urine. And of course, being a nurse, everyone turns to me. So I told her to go to the doctor. I didn't want to diagnose her with anything. I'm not a doctor. So I told her to go to the doctor. The doctor said that they would have to run some tests and possibly get a biopsy and see what's going on. So she had a CAT scan, and it turned out she has bladder cancer. So that was devastating because my grandpa passed away in 2008, which my grandpa and grandma were married for 50 plus years, so that was devastating to her enough. It took her a long time to recover from that, but he passed away from lung cancer, and it eventually spread, and that's what he passed away from. So when she found out she had bladder cancer, of course everyone was just absolutely devastated, because like, God, one more cancer in the family, and we're so small that, you know, it makes a bigger risk for us down the line. You can get bladder cancer from just having bladder cancer, but the majority of the cause of it is smoking. And unfortunately, my grandma and grandpa did smoke for many years. She hasn't smoked in almost a decade now, so that was in her favor. However, the doctor pretty much chalked it up to smoking. So she was nervous. We had to end up going through, I was doing it, but I was with her throughout the process. She had to get another CAT scan of her whole body. Everything was fine. Nothing else was found. She had to have some tests run, some lab work and stuff like that, and she ended up having surgery almost 2 weeks ago. So again, I have to count my blessings, because even though she has bladder cancer, the tumor was on the innermost part of her wall, so they were able to scrape it, extract it, and that was it. Nothing was in the muscle. She had no microscopic cells anywhere else. I'm just so grateful. So when I Instagrammed on Easter the picture of the girls and I said we were wearing pajamas, it's because she had just had surgery and she had a catheter, a Foley catheter in, and we didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. She was in her pajamas, so we all wore pajamas. So anywho, thank goodness she doesn't have to go through chemo or anything. She just has to go every 3 months to get it checked, and if it grows back they will scrape it again, and possibly if it continues to get worse she'll have to go through chemo at a later time. But the good part is right now she's good. And to top it all off, my mom, I think it was the Wednesday before Easter, she got in a horrible car wreck and totaled her car, which I think she was more upset the fact that she totaled her car than she was that she was in the car accident, because that car was her baby. She had a bright red Dodge Charger, and she loved that car. We always joked with her and said she loved it more than us, but we know that's not true. So she was really devastated, and you know, my mom's a big woman and she has a hernia in her stomach. So my first thought when she called me, and I felt so guilty because it was the day after tax season ended. It was the 16th actually, because we had gone for our H&R Block dinner. Like the whole office goes for a dinner the day after tax season. So we went there, and then on the way home I needed to pick up some stuff for Emmy's Easter party at her school. And so I was like, oh, I asked my mom if she could come with me so that she could watch the girls in the car and I could just run in real quick. So of course I was feeling guilty as crap because I'm the one, had she just gone home, you know, this is my thinking, had she just gone home, maybe she wouldn't have gotten to a wreck. But you know, you always look at it like destiny. If you believe in that kind of stuff, you know, then you would believe that if it didn't happen then, it would have happened another time. So I don't really know what to think, but of course I was feeling guilty. I had to restart the camera, so hopefully it's the same angle, but I no more than left the store and pulled in my driveway, and my mom called and said she got in a really bad wreck. And so of course I went immediately. I put the girls back in the car and I went immediately, and it was bad. She totaled her car pretty bad. It was just not good. She, thank God, nothing was wrong with her. You know, I keep saying thank God, but I just have to keep counting my blessings, because out of all the tragedies, I haven't had anything that it can't be fixed come out of them. So I do have to be grateful for that. But I felt so bad for my mom because she's hurting. You know, she was already having knee problems. She's been trying to lose weight for years, and it's just so hard for her. And it's just one of those things, like, my heart hurt for her. You know, she looked devastated. I kept telling her, I'm like, Mom, it's just a car. It's just a car. Like, don't worry about it. She's like, my car. I'm like, Mom, be lucky you're alive. Who cares about the stupid car? Now you can get a new one. So anyhow, she's okay. She's banged up pretty bad. She's got humongous bruises all over her body. She messed up her left arm pretty bad. She'd never been in an accident where the airbags deployed, and I've never either, so I can't imagine how scary that is. But when they deployed on her, she is allergic to a lot of stuff, and she ended up being allergic to the powder that is around the vinyl that the airbag is made of, and the powder that is around it. So she had a horrible reaction to it. That was probably worse than anything that she went through as far as the actual accident was, because it was horrible. Her arm was completely welted. She had to go to the emergency room. They had to give her an antihistamine shot. They had to give her steroids, all kinds of stuff, because she just had such a bad reaction. But again, she's okay. She's gonna get a new car this week. Thank goodness she had insurance. They paid for her car and then some. She'll have money for a down payment. I'm just so grateful that, you know, from the bad, something good could come out of it, because now I was more worried about the car being fixed and her having to drive it than, you know, her just getting a new car. So I'm grateful for that. And then with us, somewhere in between my aunt's surgery, and I actually think it was before my grandma's surgery, our house flooded, which again, I guess I have to be grateful that we still have a home. That's what I had to keep telling myself. I'm like, it could be worse. The whole house could have burnt down type thing. So I am grateful that we still have a home. and no one was hurt. Our babies are still fine. We're fine. No one was home, or we were home, but no one was affected by it. I'm just, again, grateful that nothing happened. I have to laugh at the situation because at this point, what else am I going to do? If I don't laugh, I will cry. And then last but not least, my brother has had some not so good news with his job, and so that was, luckily he can find something else, but it was just like one thing after another. The last like month and a half, literally, I feel like every other week we were getting bad news of some sort from somewhere. So to make light of the situation, my house is getting remodeled. My mom's getting a new car. My grandma doesn't have to go through chemo. My aunt doesn't have any cancer, and my brother is going to find a new job. So again, I guess I have to look at the positives out of all of the negatives. But as I said, I just feel like I needed to update you guys on that stuff. It makes me like teary just thinking about it all. I really consider you guys friends and family. I am so close to all of you. I feel like every time I see a sweet comment and you guys just adore my family, and I get tweets and Facebook messages and comments on my other videos about when I'm going to start vlogging again, you guys miss it. It just makes me feel so special inside. I feel like y'all really enjoy these types of videos, and you deserve an explanation as to why I've been MIA. So please, please don't feel sorry for us. If you're the praying kind, pray for our family, but there's no reason to feel sorry for us. We have not been through worse, but we will get through it just like we always do. You know, we've been very blessed since my grandpa passed away that we haven't had any other tragedies in the family. So I have to be grateful for that and be grateful for what I do have and not worry about what I don't have or what we're going through. I'm sorry, I know I sound choked up through this whole video, because I am. So anywho, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a bunch of rambling, a bunch of just explaining stuff. Again, I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me. I don't want your sympathy. Maybe your empathy would be nice, but that's about it. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that you guys have questions on, or, you know, if you have anything to update me on, that'd be nice. And other than that, I think that's about it. Okay, guys, we're gonna go in HEB. I'll talk to you in the next vlog. Bye.